All right, part two. And I'm glad part two started right here because the next game is my favorite game. It's the one I'm the most highly invested in. We have the New Orleans Saints. Terrible defense going up against the Panthers, man. Whew, we seen 2 weeks in a row. Saints are just giving it up, man. I think I could get some of my homies and we could go play against the Saints defense and we, like real talk, we will score. I don't know. They'll probably beat us, but we would score. But this week will be the breakout week for Cameron Jarrell Newton going up against the sorry Saints defense, man. Now, I'm stacking Cam with Benjamin, with Funches, with Ed Dixon, McCaffrey. I might just do one lineup of mine might just be straight up Panthers players, man, because that's how confident I am in the Panthers offense in this matchup, man. I think they're in a really good spot. Now, on the Saints offensive side of the ball, I can't say that, man. I be tripping. Drew Brees, he's one of the best QBs in the league, man. We know that. But this Panthers defense has not given up a touchdown in 2 weeks, man. I know it's just 2 weeks, but we're going to start seeing the numbers kind of stabilize a little bit, man. That's why I'm really excited. The first 2 weeks, they say, is like the preseason of the NFL. Week 3 is where it officially starts. Teams should know what they want to do. They should have their conditioning under control, and it's going to start getting more consistent. So we're going to have to see. This is going to be a test, man, I think, for the Panthers defense. Because right now, they're playing super elite, man. But they're going up against a really good quarterback in this one. I kind of want to avoid the Saints side of the ball, man, in general. Because the defense is solid, man. Take a chance if you want. Who am I? Who am I to call it? But, yeah, that's how I feel about it. Next game, we got Tampa Bay versus Minnesota. This game is at a 41 total. And then we have Minnesota favored by 2 points, actually. I was about to say 1.5. That's what it opened at. They're favored by 2 points. I don't really get this one. I think Tampa Bay handles Minnesota easily, man. Especially if we don't have Bradford out there. They are going to destroy these guys. Tampa Bay's defense is real. Straight up, their defense is real. Jameis Winston is a leader. He's a nice quarterback, man. Last week, he didn't put up a ton of fantasy numbers, but if you watch that game, he QB'd his team very, very well. And they dominated, man, from start to finish. Minimal mistakes, and that's what you look for, man. I think I'm a little biased because I've been on that Hard Knocks, man, so Jameis is like, he a little high on my list. But in this game, I don't really want too much because Minnesota, they have a solid defense. So I'm not going to pick on that defense. But I think as far as the game flow, I think Tampa Bay handles them. I don't think their offense sustained drives. And, it's going to be just a low-scoring affair. But I think Tampa Bay squeeze it out. Next game, we have this is a big total, y'all. We have Atlanta versus Detroit. The run total is at 51. It rises to 51, opened at 49. That's always a good sign when we get it going up. And we have Atlanta favored by 3 points. In this one, you can pretty much pick anybody. One thing we know about, I'm going to start off with Atlanta. Matt Ryan is a beast. Julio Jones is a beast. Mohamed Sanu is a beast. Taylor Gabriel's fast. Devontae Freeman's a beast. Tevin Coleman's a beast. Who did I forget? Austin Hooper's not a beast, but he's a solid play, man. In this game, you can pick literally anybody from the Atlanta side of the ball. I know I will have some exposure to this game because the total is just way too high. I haven't figured out who I'm going to pick. But Atlanta side of the ball, fire anybody up. I promise. You'll be okay. And then on the Detroit side of the ball, Matthew Stafford is a beast. Atlanta's defense is okay. But I think the Detroit offense is going to be a little too solid, man. I don't think Atlanta tames their offense. But the players I would really look at from Detroit side of the ball is going to be Theo, Riddick, and Abdullah, man. These pass catching running backs, they straight up destroy Atlanta. James White in the Super Bowl, we seen that take place. Ty Montgomery last week. Tariq Cohen week 1, like this is a known thing, man, and people are starting to catch wind of it. Atlanta, and the reason, I'll tell you the reason if you don't know. The reason behind that is because their front four are so aggressive. They absolutely run. They have an excellent pass rush. They go straight ahead towards the quarterback, and you can just kill them, man, just throwing it to the flat, doing a screen play, man. Those plays turn into like 30, 40 yards. But it's a trend, man, and that's something Atlanta's going to have to fix. So that's who I'm really intrigued with on Detroit's side of the ball. But besides that, I think Golden Tate has an okay game. I don't think they'll put Trufant on him, so I'm not even sure the second corner in Atlanta. I don't even know. I can't think of it. But yeah, man, I think Golden Tate has a decent game, but I don't want too much from the Detroit side besides these running backs. Moving on to the next game, we have the Giants versus Philly. This game is at a 43.5. We have Philly favored by 6 points. Philly's defense has been solid. Giants offense has been terrible. But this week, I think they have a healthy Odell. So I do think their offense takes a bit of a step forward, even going up against this tough Philly defense. One thing I guarantee you is we're not going to see the Giants running the ball in this one, man, because Philly has one of the top rush defenses, and the Giants don't have a running back, man. They got people they put back there, but they don't have a true running back. So Eli Manning, if this game is competitive, it's going to be on the hands of Eli and Odell. I shouldn't limit it like that because it could be Brandon Marshall, even though he's been dropping everything thrown to him. Shepard. If this game is competitive, it's going to be done through the air with the Giants. But, I don't know if I necessarily want to take a chance on it, man. I don't see why Philly's favored by 6 points. I think that's a bit high, in my opinion. But, if it's close, it's gonna be through the air, man. It's gonna be on the hands of Eli. So yeah, if you want to take a chance, man, get some of these Giants receivers, man. Go for it. And then on the Philly side of the ball, Wentz has been awesome, dude. He's been really good. He's been throwing the ball a lot more. They haven't established a solid running game either, man. Philly's been. They've been just switching the backfield in and out, man. I don't know if they have their true number one. I don't see why you pay Blunt all this money and then, get him 0 carries last week. That's not a good look. But anyways, I think Giants defense is solid, so I'm not going to necessarily lean on Wentz. He's not going to be on my radar. This is going to be a low-scoring affair. I think the defenses really show their heads in this one. But I think if you want to take a chance on this game, it would be Eli Manning stacked with a few of those receivers. Moving on to the next game, we have Seattle versus Tennessee. My Tennessee Titans, man, tighten up. Look, this game is at a 43.5 total. They got us favored by 2.5 points, man. That's beautiful, dude. I've been a Titans fan for so long. The fact that we're even favored by 2.5 points versus the Seahawks, that's a big deal, man. I'm super excited about that. I'm gonna definitely be tuning into this game. But as far as fantasy, I'm not really messing with it, man. I think we have two solid defenses. We have a Seattle's offensive line who has been struggling. They can't keep anybody away from Russell Wilson. So in this one, I'm not really looking at Seattle's offense. And then on Tennessee's side of the ball, I love my guy Mariota. I love DeMarco Murray. I love Delaney Walker, man. I love all of our pieces. But the Seahawks defense is still legit, man. They're still real. We know Mariota, whenever he goes up against top-tier defenses, his numbers are nowhere near close to what they are when he faces the bottom half of the league's defenses. So with me, Mariota is super matchup dependent. In this one, I'm going to sit him out, man. I don't think I have to necessarily pick him this week, so I'm not. Now, if we get news that DeMarco Murray is out, I will fire up Derrick Henry. We seen what Carlos Hyde did to him, man. So Derrick Henry is he's a different type of player, man. He's a beast. He's a monster. Every day is Halloween. No, but If we get news that Murray is out, I think we can get a little bit of value from Derrick Henry. But besides that, I'm not touching this one, man. I'm gonna stay away. It's saying stay away for me. But I'm gonna definitely watch it. Moving on to the next one, we got the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Los Angeles Chargers. This game opened at a 45. It is now at a 47, and we have Kansas City favored by 3 points. Offensive side of the ball, I think Alex Smith will be okay. Kareem Hunt is a start every week if you have him. Until he proves otherwise, we got to keep firing up Kareem Hunt. Travis Kelce, he should be able to dominate the secondary, man. I like some offensive pieces from this side of the ball. And then flipping it over on the Chargers side of the ball, Melvin Gordon, I think he's in play. I'm not a big Melvin Gordon guy. And I know the Chiefs' defense is pretty solid. But I think Melvin Gordon will be okay in this one. If I had to pick anybody, it would be some of these receivers, man, because Marcus Peters is still a little banged up. You got Eric Berry out for the season, and that Chiefs defense is not the same, man. They took their emotional leader out of the picture, so they don't look the same, man. So I'm not scared of the Chiefs defense in this one, and I think this game is going to be a shootout, man. One thing we know about Phillip Rivers, he can get it done. He is not afraid to let that thing fly. Even if he throws picks, he'll come right back like it didn't happen. So I like that about him, man. I like that game. Next game, we have Cincinnati versus Green Bay. This game opened at a 45. It is now at a 46. We have Green Bay favored by 9 points. Cincinnati side of the ball, we haven't seen much, but I do like A.J. Green in this situation. I'm still not a believer in Green Bay's defense, and Cincinnati's offense has just been shit. I think this week they get it on the road, new offensive coordinator. So they're going to try to make some things happen, man. I like that. And then, of course, you have Aaron Rodgers. He's always a play. He's always a start. So don't shy away from him. Ty Montgomery, we got news that they want to limit his workload. But I think we can still fire him up, man, versus Cincinnati defense. And yeah, anybody from Green Bay, man, the offense is too potent. You just got to pick your spots. Last game is Oakland and Washington. This game is at a 54 total. That's crazy. And Oakland is only favored by 3.5 points. This is the one. We got to key in on this one, man. Oakland side of the ball, Derek Carr and all of his receivers. Beast mode is in play. It's going to be a shootout, y'all. Whenever we see totals this high, we gotta have some exposure. And then on Washington side of the ball, I always talk about Oakland's offense. They're one of the best offenses in the league. But when it comes to their defense, they're not as good, man. So don't be scared of Oakland's defense, man. I think Washington, we see Kirk Cousins get this show on the road. We see him have a really, really solid game this week. And yeah, you can look at TP. I think Robert Kelly might actually play with the fractured rib, but if he's out, man, Samaje Perine is definitely in play. I know a lot of people want to get some exposure to Thompson, and for good reason. But if we get news that Robert Kelly is out, it's definitely Samaje Perine. That's the route you want to go. And yeah, man. That's going to do it. That's going to do it. Hopefully this was informative. Hopefully it helped y'all. I am your boy at DFSMasterMind_. I want y'all to bless up. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. I will probably get back with y'all Saturday night, tomorrow night. So let's get it, man. Cash out.